Yeah. Niggas bust rubber bands every day, so why would I stress for the bitch? No, the money keep coming in, trap out jumping like 2-3, call like bustin'. She see I got motion, so she won't just leave me alone. You started this beat, so I can't just leave it alone. We crossed that line, them bullets is flying blind, just lean the blind. Hey, what I got, doing this shit with ease, I promise I ain't even trying. Top 5 niggas know I step out mine, shit can get wicked. Doing the hand designer, them fleeing the scene. Now they saying there's a witness, stay with a lawyer, you know that I'm suited up. Pop a bean, now I'm booted up. Bad bitch, she gon' eat me up. She go too crazy, started fucking me up. When I been on that pussy, no, I'm fucking it up. She a roughneck, started roughing her up. Ain't no love in it, she just wanna get bucked. Mrs. Officer, I ain't tryna get caught. Need a good girl, turn her straight to a slug, cause that's what I'm on it do. I heard they saying that they won't smoke. My niggas is coming through, suburban cruise through, know that it's team. So you gotta know that them blickies is with me. Move around presidential, baby Ben Frank be my nephew. Got my rank up, gotta pay for a walk. Make my mini me's do the shit that I touch. Kasubi jeans with the lamp sneak, with a white tee, feel like Oscar on Pride. Hey, the bougie bitch that be moving too loud. Gave a good dick, now she running them out. Give her little ends, now she taking them out. Cause that be what's wrong with her. Tryna ride the wave, but be sinking the shit. Expensive pain, this expensive drink. Fans calls in the bed, bro. I'm a superstar, that's the way that I live. Smoking 93, this exotic weed. I was dead broke, not a pot to pee. I was born different like a black sheep. Once avoided me, now I don't speak. Niggas bust rubber bands every day, so why would I stress about a bitch? No, the money keep coming in, trap out jumping like 2-3, call like bustin'. She see I got motion, so she won't just leave me alone. You started this beat, so I can't just leave it alone. Niggas bust rubber bands every day, so why would I stress about a bitch? No, the money keep coming in, trap out jumping like 2-3, call like bustin'. She see I got motion, so she won't just leave me alone. You started this beat, so I can't just leave it alone. Niggas bust rubber bands every day, so why would I stress about a bitch? No, the money keep coming in, trap out jumping like 2-3, call like bustin'. She see I got motion, so she won't just leave me alone. You started this beat, so I can't just leave it alone.
She trained me love for loyalty, but this lost with the size on. That shit come with time, though. Just know I'm sincere if I die today. These demons be talking, these drugs be talking. I see your Miss Corner, I'm on the way. Why you keep asking me all these questions? You already know my position, babe. I'm way too grateful not to say thank. Way too damaged to try to fillet. Way too patient to go out and chase. I'm way too blind but know that I'm able. Tasting them lotus is still my temptation. Way too focused to miss out on paper. Cool little bitch, but I shouldn't date. We play with them choppers and cannons and caters. Come up from hoes, now rocking the lady. Come from my goals, now dodging the haters. We way too alive for devils to pay us. Bless us today, you can't eat up my plate. It's too long of a way, I need all. Yeah, pay for a play, didn't make no mistakes while they looking for me. I'm a bro. Yeah, check out on beach, tryna trap out the studio. Show I'm a beast, I need all. Yeah, vision show me what I'm destined to be. Even when I'm in 6, I live long. Yeah, where I live on them all. Too many people done took me for granted, so I'm only chasing them on them all. That ain't the way my grandmama made me. I made her go pay for this water mine. Wasn't no fear, no bitch ass niggas. I gotta survive, so I bought a nine. In around fire, I gotta play. Bring her with no miles on it. That should be tucked up against me. I'm out in the city, I feel like I got guys on. I can't show no trust, he don't show me enough. He'll start putting lies on. She said she trained me love for loyalty, but this starts with the size on. That shit come with time, done.
Alright, man. Your boy Scoop TV. We're back out of another exclusive, man. That was Cam Hendo. Tomorrow, make sure y'all tune in. It's all on iTunes and all our streaming platforms as well. But we gonna get straight into it. We got the lovely G.I Jada in the building today.
Hey, Scoop.
Man,
Thanks for having me here
you already
today.
know I had to, man. We
Oh,
been
I'm
working.
nervous.
You're a little nervous, man. Don't be nervous. That's why we got these drinks for you.
You finna drink all yours.
Nah, yeah, it's just about to be damn near PM.
Okay,
Yes,
cheers.
cheers.
Yes.
Man.
I just wanted to bring, what I wanted to bring was a little bit of my show to the show.
Okay.
We started with a little, little
keeping
drink,
it smooth for
little
me tonight.
icebreaker.
See, I like the brown. I like to drink brown liquor.
You know what? This is, it was just one of them days. This is just what I had, had to make some shape.
What was that, man?
You know how I mess with the brown too.
Yeah, man. What's your favorite drink? What would you say?
Lately, I've been on the Douce.
A Douce heavy?
Heavy.
On a Douce, all right.
But I'm slowing down my ways.
Right.
I'll be on juice this week.
Nah, I feel that. So we're gonna get straight into it. Like, you do a lot in the city, and I wanna, give you flowers right here, on my show. Definitely, you do a lot of good things, and you put me a lot of good positions too. And I ain't know you for that long, and that really don't matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You there, so that's what's up. So we're gonna get a backstory, like where you're coming from, and how did everything start for you?
Well, it started for me on Instagram Live, back when it was still IGTV, my talk show, Successful Saturdays. It did kind of, it wasn't because of the pandemic. I didn't do it because of the pandemic. It just worked for what was going on at the time. Everything becoming like a social powerhouse, everything on social media, and people starting online businesses and things like that. But the idea actually started from something totally different. Right. It was originally going to be Forex Fridays.
Okay.
I know, right? Surprised. Well, not really surprised. People that know me know that I was with Diego. That's how we met. So that's how him and I met through Forex opportunity that my friend put me on. And out of just trying to support my friend, I joined. And then when I actually liked, the environment that I was around, the people I was meeting, the information that I was learning, because it is a real thing as far as trading, being profitable in the foreign exchange market, which I still do, but I'm not affiliated with any networking multi-level companies. Right. Me and my friend, we just wanted to do something on our own. So me and her teamed up as Forex mentors and just advertise ourselves. This is what we do. We'll, teach you pay this fee. We'll mentor you how to be profitable on the foreign exchange market. And one thing Diego always told me, he always told the whole team, is we need to put ourselves out there. We need to be in front of the camera, be on Instagram, telling people what it is that we do and showing us real people. Right. So I took that idea and was originally going to do the Forex Fridays with that. And I said, I do too much. I'm involved in too much. I have a lot of friends that they do a lot of, different things. I don't want no one to ever feel like, if you don't do Forex, you're not going to be successful. Right, I didn't want to be a part of that, cult type of movement that was going on, just because of a misconception. So from that, literally, that Friday when I was supposed to do my first Forex Friday, something just came to me where I said, no, we're going to do this to where it can be different, useful messages every week. Right. But Forex being one of them, the first episode I ever did on Successful Saturdays was about Forex. And it was with my homegirl, Jazz. Shout out to Jasmine. Hey, twin. That we were doing mentoring and putting that information out there. But for me, I'm that's just not all I do.
Right, you want to
I want to show people there's multiple ways that you can be successful. Exactly. That's literally where the idea came from. So it's crazy to think about when people ask me, but that's the real true background. But then I just did it one Saturday, and I never stopped. Literally every Saturday on Instagram Live with a special guest. It's probably just a handful of times where I maybe had to just go live by myself because, things happen. But I still wanted to make sure I was being consistent and bringing some sort of value to my followers, to the people who had already started off the bat supporting the movements. Because, I had all my friends, entrepreneurs, starting their own businesses, whether it be personal training to makeup artists, photographers, app developers. And I wanted to highlight all of them. And they wanted, to do the same for themselves. So it was really because of them. Because in the first 30, 40 episodes was just my friends that every Saturday, oh, who you got this week? Can I be? And I had it lined up. Sometimes every Saturday for the month would be booked with somebody that I'm going live with.
That's a blessing for real, and it helps you create content and stuff like that. So beforehand, like, would you say you were somebody that was comfortable in front of the camera always, or was this something like you grew into?
No, I was always comfortable in front of the camera. I actually attempted to be a model.
Okay.
Which I feel like I could have gone far in that. My passion wasn't there. I mean, I was good at it. I networked my way through working with photographers, doing bartering services with people like, photographers that wanted to also build their portfolio and that wanted to grow, not somebody that was trying to charge me an arm and a leg for a photo shoot where it's like, where are we finna put these photos at? You know what I'm saying? Just people that wanted to grow. So, and I just always kind of been good at networking, but I always been comfortable in front of the camera. Even in high school, I took a drama class and I did like the morning news at school every morning. And even that class would tell me, my teacher would tell me, like, you have a radio voice. Well, yeah, like your voice just like naturally projects. And I never was really nervous in front of the camera. Like, I would always want to get in front of the camera. I mean, I get that little sense of nervousness, when they doing the countdown, 3, 2, 1. But it quickly goes away.
No, that's true, because I ain't gonna lie, when I first started, I was not no type of camera person at all. I wanted to be behind the scenes, but it's like, I got personality, people got personality, so I want to say, like, what's some advice you give somebody that's actually scared of doing that? They might want to get out there and want to get in front of the camera, but they don't because they might be nervous or something like that. What advice would you get them?
Practice makes perfect. You gotta put yourself in those uncomfortable situations to kind of grow, to kind of get outside your box. Yeah. So, and surprisingly, a lot of people that I interviewed, they never had even went live on Instagram or done anything like that. So I don't know. They just told me I had like this. I just made them feel comfortable. I had, just felt more so like a conversation. But I get people all the time. I interviewed a young lady. She has a great vintage jewelry business, and she really wanted to do the interview. She came, it was her first pop-up shop. She never did an interview, nothing. But she told me before we started, she's like, if it's not good, it's okay if you don't use it, or, she just wanted to be there to practice, to see what it felt like. Right. So, and that's like literally that's what you have to do. That's what you want to do.
No, that's definitely, it's your aura, that's the.
But if you're just like too shy and you just can't do the camera, because you have some people that just can't, you got to find somebody that can, be the face of your business. If you're trying to have a successful, sustainable business, people are going to want to see real people, whether that's you or someone who you can make the face of it.
And I feel like sometimes we're our biggest critic, like it might not look good to us, but you never know how everybody else feels.
That's me all day.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like sometimes, like, I don't think that's gonna be official, but like you gotta really like sit back, talk to yourself, like, why do I care?
Really, that's perfect. Why? And it's like once it's out there, and it's only for a moment, even though it don't matter if I did a really great interview. Anytime I go back and look at past interviews, I could just do interviews last month. I'm constantly, I'm like, nah, that could be better. Like it's gonna always be better. Even one of my best interviews that I thought was fire years ago, if I look at it now, I'm gonna be cringing. I'm gonna be like, oh, I've grown so much, so it's always gonna be room for growth.
No, that's true. Like as far as like, what would you say? Some things you was critiquing when you was doing your interviews. What some things you feel like you needed to improve, or what you think your strong suits is? You can start with whatever.
Well, I can say that looking back, I had to work on, like you could kind of sense the nervousness in me. Things start studying over your words, or maybe even speaking too fast. Just little things like that. I think what I learned and what I'm getting stronger at is just how to breathe, relax, relax my shoulders, relax everything. Like, because you can kind of be tense and you're not even knowing it, because you just
on the spot.
You're on the spot. You're trying to get it done. You got the lights start making you sweat.
Exactly. Facts. I'm hiding this motherfucker right now. I ain't gonna glad, but
you look good.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
look fly.
that. I appreciate that.
Shout out, Bam.
Yeah, Vamp. They went crazy. Oh yeah, this is one of my sponsors for today's show. So the clothing brand Vamp. It's a Pittsburgh clothing brand. Make sure y'all go check out. I'm gonna put the people, see, I'm messing up right now, but it's all good. But I'm gonna have the people, I'm gonna have their @name so you can definitely support and bash them. They got some. This is a nice little windbreaker.
That's another thing I learned too. Like when you mess up, you just gotta keep it rolling. You gotta roll with the punches.
Right.
Don't be so serious. Like just laugh through it all. Some crazy things happen, especially because I used to film all my shows live.
Right.
live, like just straight live.
Right. Nah, yeah. So what you like getting, like, as far as like you do any local clothing brands that you could shout out right now in Houston?
Oh, definitely. Shout out Players Only, Drip LLC. Shout out to, what's the vendors that I just had? I'll Do It All Dro. She's more of like a custom. She make one-to-one pieces.
Okay.
She thrift, take vintage pieces,
Right.
remodel. My boy Swift, he got like a mobile pop-up shop. He'll come set up a vintage shop right at your house. He got all the fly pieces. But I know my boy B Chat from Players Only. He got original designs and goes through the process of ordering with vendors and things like that, like an actual clothing line. And my boy Charles, CEO, Lifestyle. We did an interview on HJS TV as well, so y'all can go watch that.
Right.
I really like his clothing brand and what it means.
That's definitely dope, man.
And there's probably a lot more, and like you just put me on the spot.
It was one you had a crew
so
neck.
Many.
It was like
Sofa Boys.
That's just all.
Shout out Sofa Boys, Jamie. He's an artist.
I'm gonna hit him up because I want some of that shit. For real,
he just dropped his single Solange. Shout out to him. Yeah, I like that.
I think I
Pimp
seen
with
that
No
too.
Hoes. It's so many. If I'm forgetting y'all, excuse me.
Right.
He just said name a few. Those are the ones that came off the top of
That's
my
all
head.
good. That's all good. So let's talk about the Successful Saturdays. That's definitely a dope movement. And where did you come up with that? Like, how did the thought process behind that? And this is like the different things that you did. Like you just recently did the pop-up shop route at Crew.
Right.
I see you tied in with them a lot. So like, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So like I said, I started just on Instagram Live. Didn't. Never start like when I actually started Successful Saturdays, because since 2020 it's been Successful Saturdays, and it was never that I sat down and planned it out.
Right.
Like I said, I kind of just overnight was like, nah, this is what I want to do, and then every Saturday I just kept doing it. It kind of grew, and once I got feedback and people telling me that I'm good at what I do, like what I do.
Right.
There's a need for what I do. I'm talented at what I do. Because another part of me wanted to highlight everybody else, because I felt like, I don't know how to start a clothing line. Like, I don't know how to do this. I feel like I really have no real talent, like the Kris Jenner.
Yeah, right.
And all these talents are around me. So I just want to highlight them. But as I grew and as I shifted towards, okay, I actually love this. Like, I want to wake up every day and film my show. Like, I want to actually have a talk show on national TV. It really, the power of networking is crazy, because a good friend of mine who I work with, who eventually became part of my team, shout out my girl Steph, she was doing an internship at a network, and she put my name in the door there, and so that got me my first contract actually filming my show in a studio set.
Yeah.
And like once I got it there, I'm like, no, yeah, like this is what. But as I would talk to people on the show, some people would flip the script, they'd interview me, like, how we doing? And it would kind of make me think about, or my goals, or like just kind of put them out there into the universe and manifest them. And I would always say, eventually I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to have a team of people. I want to employ people. Create job opportunities. Like I said, those type of things before I said I want to have a talk show.
Right.
Come film on a network. So then, like I said, it was during the pandemic, but it wasn't because of the pandemic. But once the pandemic was kind of letting up, and I started filming on the network, I was like, dang, I don't really know anybody in Houston because I'm not from here.
Right.
Majority, the first probably 100 interviews I did, 100 interviews that I did, none of those people lived in Houston. But because we virtual, people tuning in from wherever. I grew up a military brat, so I traveled all over the world. Little backstory, which we talked about briefly. Remember, we did the interview on your Instagram.
For sure.
So we'll get back to that. Yeah. So I was like planning for 1 month. In September, it was going to be called Successful Saturday September or something. I was always big on like alliteration and just doing like play on words, because I am actually really good at English. And so I was planning to do this for 1 month, go to the 4 major cities here in Texas I was really plugged into, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, and then Houston. And fast forward a little time later, I got plugged in with crew. My friend, I told one of my friends the idea, and she was like, I know a place actually where they might let you do that. You won't have to worry about paying for no venue or, you know, it's small, but, you know, you got to start somewhere. So the very first interview that I had with Steve at Crew, shout out to Steve, really for the first text that I sent him, just let him know, hey, such and such connected me. He was already expecting my call because I said, make sure it's okay, you know, for you to just give out this man number, because I hate when people just give out my number.
Facts.
And so he was supportive from the first day that I told him what it was that I was trying to do. But the thought process was, okay, I want to get in front of people, but I need to meet people to bring up to the show. So that was the point for me to do a networking event. And then it just turned in. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do this once a month. It just went from there. Yeah, and I just every month. In the beginning, it was like I would say the first 2 months, the first 2 events I did, it's kind of like, oh, nobody really noticed me, or kind of just like maybe they get people that try to do this all the time and they don't stick with it, so they don't get very close to them. But I was there every month, every Saturday with my vendor, everything lined up. Literally, all I had to do was show up. All they were doing was providing the space, you know, and giving me the opportunity to do it. And I was taking care of everything else on my own, bringing my own DJ, things like that. And I would be on time, you know. That was the main thing with Steve. He was like, as long as you're on time, because I don't want people showing up asking, where's the Successful Saturdays? I don't know. So that was, you know, that's how I'm big on time too. So I just showed up every month on time, and probably by the 3rd month, they contacted me and actually gave me the opportunity to do like the promoter payout situation.
That's dope.
Yeah, because you know, here in Houston, the promoter culture is very big. There's already established promoters that have their certain days at their, you know, certain venues. So I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I didn't really care about no promoter fee or whatever. But that made me feel good to know that, like, they saw that, okay, she's actually bringing people to our establishment. You know, the staff loves it. They support it. You know, they was asking me why I don't do it more often. So I'm like, this is really just something extra. It's not what I do. And, yeah, they're just super supportive. Steve, Greg, Thomas, Dennis. I met Dennis. You know, they just support me. So I just try to make them proud.
That's what's up. And that's a blessing, too, because, like, a lot of people ain't going to be that lenient or even, like, would want somebody to just do that. And so you already got to understand that you bring value to everything you're doing. So that's what's up.
Thanks.
That's definitely what's up. So we're going to take it a step back a little bit. We want to get into how your grow up, your upbringing and stuff like that. You talking about you was a military brat. How was that for you? And just tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Yeah, that's probably my main upbringing stories. I was a military brat, so what that involves is like moving every year, new school, always being the new kid, always having to introduce myself, tell people where I'm from, and kind of like interviews all the time, you know?
Down there.
But I'm grateful for that because I got to experience at a young age a lot of different cultures, living in different states, different countries. My parents introducing me and my siblings to different foods, everything, getting to travel, just, you know, things that a lot of people don't ever do. Some people never leave their home, town, state, you know, or city. And I just grew up always on the go. I played a lot of sports. I was like involved in everything, school, extracurricular activities like the band. I ran track. I played volleyball. I was in a nursing program. Yeah, like I always just like juggled, even when I became of age to work, and because I was like a little rebel, I got in trouble a lot.
So getting in trouble and shit. What you be getting into, man? Let's talk about that too.
I was a little rebel growing up.
What you been doing, man?
Like, whenever somebody would tell me, I would do the opposite. Like, I don't know why.
Like, listen, what's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn, okay.
Like, it's crazy. But when I became of age, you know, to work, my dad told me to, you know, get a job, and had my first job working at McDonald's, so shout out to McDonald's. And I worked there with my brother, my older brother. He was like the lead. He put me on, and we had like the best McDonald's in the area, like Stafford right there off of Route 1. Yeah, ask about Jefferson Davis Highway. It's #1 McDonald's. And no, but I'm grateful for all that because it taught me, like, in real life, that's when you become an adult and you get out in the real world, like, that's how it is. You have to work.
That's
and
true.
You have to be able to juggle a lot of things because you never know what life is gonna throw at you.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna ask you this: like, what would you say like was one of your biggest life lessons for real, and what kind of molded you to who you are today?
One of my biggest life lessons, I feel like, was that I had to learn the hard way was credit. Messing up my credit.
Damn, that's hell yeah, man.
I learned that at a very young age and tried to fix my credit before, still didn't know much about it. So I'm currently in the process of, I got my credit rebuilt all over again. You know, I'm back straight now. I'm good. I've had some time since joining the Army, because that was also a pivotal point in my life. I joined the military because I was just living too fast at a young age, ran my credit, through the ground, dropped out of school. So that's one thing that motivated me to join the military, because I wanted to go back to school. At that point, I needed my own benefits. I had already used my parents, I have other siblings, it was kind of just like, okay, you ain't gonna use this. Right. The next one, gonna go to college, so. And now my little sister, she's about to graduate from college on the 20th, actually.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, so, yeah, I would say I just lived a very fast life, very young age, very fast, but I'm glad by the time I think 21 is when I joined the military.
Yeah.
But between that little 4-year time period of me dropping out of school and trying to figure out what I was gonna do next, it was rough. I learned that life is not like a fairy tale, and chasing things for like instant gratification is never gonna last long. So now I'm more in the mindset where I want longevity, I want sustainability. So that's some things that I put into my business. I take into consideration. I'm learning about business credit and even that part, having a personal budget versus a business budget.
That's facts. It's a lot to, try to keep on. A lot of people don't understand that, even like having a personal life and then you having a business life too. Like, so I want to ask you this, like, how do you juggle all this stuff and actually having a social life too? Like, what do you do with some things to try to juggle both, keep up with everybody?
I would say the main thing I do to juggle both is I try to incorporate my friends and my family in what I have going on.
Very smart.
And if I see what they have something going on, like how can we mesh this? Like, like how we doing? Sense. Like we be linking up and we be talking about our shows and how we can team up and get things done quicker and reach more people. And I just naturally am like an extrovert. Like I'm outgoing. I love to be around people. I like to have a good time. I like to have fun. I like to laugh with my friends. I love my family. So that's how I incorporate it. I just keep everybody in the loop about what's going on. And we celebrate the small things.
No, definitely.
That's one thing me and my friends are big on. Yeah. We can turn any little thing into a dinner, a party, a pool, by the pool, anything.
No, that's real. So, like, do you, like, people, I see this said a lot, like, do you feel like a relationship would, like, slow that down for real?
I don't feel like a relationship would slow that down if it's, like, the right
person.
Relation. It's... I hate getting into the relationship topics. I'm the worst person to have a relationship discussion
Why you say that for?
About, because I literally have zero focus on that, right now. But I will say that if I were to get into a relationship, it could not stop anything that I have going on right now.
They should be putting, fuel to that flame. I feel like, me personally, if I was to go that route, like, I just feel like if I got a goal, you've been seeing what I was doing beforehand, you should be able to try to find a way to help that. We should find a way to help each other versus it's one-sided, so I don't know. Like, I get that question before. Like, I don't know. Some people, it might have to.
You're not in a relationship.
No.
I said why.
You said why?
Because it slowed down what you got going on,
I wouldn't say it slows it down. It can, because I know how I maneuver when I'm not focused. Like things, a relationship ain't always set in stone that it's going to be perfect.
Right.
So when it's not perfect, sometimes it kind of slow down my thought, my train of thought for real. So I would just say this is coming across certain people that don't got the same energy as me. I'm big on that. Like, if you don't have the same energy as me, or at least think the same, which you ain't gonna find nobody like that, but something that's like-minded, and it kind of works around what I got going on and what works best for us type stuff.
I feel like in a relationship, we should just both be able to be ourselves. You should be you, sure. And it's true. You gotta be.
Right.
You do kind of gotta be equally yoked. But I was in a relationship for a long time, like 6 years. My last relationship.
Oh yeah.
So right now I'm just like focused on me and really trying to find myself and what it is I'm trying to do. And it's like if somebody just so happens to come along the way, you know. Hopefully, I'll be happy, but it's not like I'm gonna be looking for it. Yeah, I think it should just flow naturally. That's any relationship, like business, friends. Like if we're forcing the relationship,
there's no point.
Yeah, there's too much like bumping heads and too much just negativity, drama. No.
And I wouldn't say I'm hard to deal with. I'm very, very aware of who I am as a person. Like, you know what I mean? So you dealing with somebody who don't really know too much about themselves, it's probably not gonna work for real. Cause it's like there's certain things that I won't allow, being who I am and stuff like that. Like I know myself. A lot of people don't know themselves. So
yeah.
I mean, hopefully you find yourself, but I don't be wanting people to try to find themselves through me. You know. It's like you got to really understand, like, you go through things in life and it kind of builds your character versus, like, you know, you just out here doing miscellaneous type of stuff just because you want to do it. You just getting with people because you're lonely. You're just getting with people.
I think that's what our generation is in right now.
They do that, right? They like the IG look. You know, they're doing it for IG. It's like, no, that's something that you might have something forever. Like, you know, so it's like you just don't want to give somebody that time for no reason.
Yeah, that's something I really had to think about when it came to, like, okay, do I want to date? Like, not really, because I just know that it's a lot that comes with that that I'm not, you know, ready to give yet. Because I want to focus on myself, and some people that comes off as really selfish. I'm just about to nip all that in the bud.
Well, that's true.
Like, just avoid it. I mean, I'm not avoiding it. Like, if it happens, but it's like I'm not
right people, the right person. And I learned another thing: don't fall in love with potential. You know, because sometimes we see things in people that they don't see in themselves at all, you know. And sometimes with that, it's like it kind of misleads you. Sometimes you might even deal with somebody that y'all start getting closer, but like because of trauma bonding and stuff like that.
But some people have really had successful, you know, relationships out of that.
No, it is. Because you can't.
It's such a controversial
It's so crazy.
topic.
There's so much stuff that go into it. Like, it's just like I learn and I speak off stuff through experience, and you know. I'm just getting older and I'm just learning throughout time.
I was literally about to say, as I get older, it's just certain aches that I have about a person that any little thing, I'm just like nah. And then maybe that's my toxic trait.
Right.
And I'm working on that.
Yeah, you do, but sometimes you really have to learn a person because everybody don't got the same morals as you. And
like I said, I'm thinking more long term now. Yeah. So when I think about a relationship, I'm literally incorporating this person into the rest of my life, my business, my family.
That's facts.
Like,
that's facts. And
things that when I was younger, I might not have took the time to really think about. It's just like in the moment, it's fun.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, my past relationship was, you know, everything was a lesson. Like, I learned a lot from them, and
yeah, that's all that matters. Like, if you learn a lesson, so you know you could be better for next time. You know what I mean? So
facts.
Yeah. So outside of all that was a nice little talk on that. What do you like doing in your free time? Like, when you have free time, you like to relax and stuff like that. What you like doing?
Yes, when I have complete free time, which is rare because I do work for the military full time.
Right.
I do my show. I do networking events. I try to support everybody else and what they have going on, because that's one thing I'm big on. I reciprocate. I try my best. I'm only one person, but if I know people put up to my stuff and they have something going on, like, I'm pulling up.
No,
period.
Definitely. No,
like, because I would want the same. And I have a child, so that's full time all the time. After kind of simultaneous with the military. So it's like in my absolute complete time, I just like to sleep. I just like to do nothing. You might. Sometimes I get a day off of work, and I don't even tell anybody. I let them just think that I'm at work.
Yeah,
so I can go to sleep.
Yeah. That makes sense though. You be needing them snoozes.
But I'm always doing stuff to take care of myself, make myself happy. Like, go out to eat, go get myself a drink, just drink at the crib. Maybe invite the homegirls over. I have a brother and a sister here. Spend some time with them. Even cleaning my house. Like, I'm a big, like, my house has to be clean, organized. Like, once my house starts getting a little too out of order, I feel like my life is out of order. So those are things I always make time for, no matter what I have going on. Like, I'm going to go get my nails done. my hair gonna stay done.
You look nice, man.
Shout out to my girl Key-Ray.
Key-Ray, shout out to Key-Ray, man.
And then other than that, like most of my free time, I spend it up here at the studio. I try to come up here as much as I can.
Oh, that's definitely dope. So let's give us a little rundown what you got coming up next. What can we expect?
Okay, so you can expect way more of the talk show. I feel like for a minute, lines got a little blurred. People thought I was a promoter or an event coordinator or whatever they thought. But I'm a talk show host, and that is Successful Saturdays. So every week, interviewing small business owners. And once a month, I will still be offering the networking opportunity. But we going on the road with that this summer. Yes, we got some crew locations outside of Texas that we plugged into. Actually, I think I'll say it right here first because I haven't really told nobody that July 22nd, we're going to be at Crew Charlotte in North Carolina. Yeah, shout out to my boy Destin to be great. He out there holding that down for me, getting the business together. He owned 2 businesses himself. He made those Successful Saturday t-shirts. That I was rocking the other day, and got some more cities. We got Austin on the way, San Antonio, and some more cities outside of the States. But for my first one, is going to be in outside of Texas. It's going to be in North Carolina. Right.
So before we get out of here, I got one more question. If you was to be able to talk to your younger self, what would you have told them? What would you tell her?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, because I was thinking about that when you asked me, like, what's some lessons that because I was thinking, okay, I wouldn't necessarily have told her to stay in school. I really don't regret like not finishing school. I feel like I still have time for that. But I would tell her to just to slow down, because I feel like in my younger days I had a little bit of FOMO. I had to be everywhere with everybody. So I would just give myself some advice to just like slow down. Listen to my parents a little bit more. That's just like childhood things that I had to deal with that I kind of had a little resentment towards them for, so I acted out in that way. So that's really the main thing, to just slow down, listen to my parents more, and not like mess up my credit as bad as I did. I mean, I was taking loans out, like, oh, I got money, not knowing like, wait, you gotta pay these people back.
Facts, I can attest to that, man.
So it's like I just did some really like silly things when I look back on it.
No, facts. Yeah. No, that's definitely dope.
But I would definitely tell her to like definitely be herself, stay herself, don't ever change for nobody.
Right. And once again, I want to give you your flowers. Again, you're doing a lot of good things out here, man. And I just want you to keep doing it. Whatever you do, just stay consistent like you are, you know what I mean? And I just wish you the best for everything you got going on.
I'm going to keep you plugged in. We got the Revived Soul Sisters as well. I got to shout out my Revived Soul Sisters. We do the stuff in the community, for a lot of philanthropy work, give bags, drives, cancer campaigns, Meals on Wheels, all type of things.
So something like that, because I just want to do some drives on her. It's like, I do it off the camera and stuff like that. I'm not against that, actually, when people like donate stuff on camera. Like around here, I have like all of my clothes that I do. I just give it out to people. I would love to do something like that with you, for real.
Man, I'll keep you updated on that.
For surely. So before we get out of here, let them know where they can follow you at and all that stuff too.
You can follow me on Instagram at g.i.jada and at successful.saturdays on Instagram. You can find me on Roku TV. You got to add the HJS TV. Shout out our boy Jimmy of HJS TV, Harmony J Studios. Add that channel on the Roku TV so you can see Scoop TV. You can see Successful Saturdays on there, as well as Facebook and YouTube, all that great stuff.
And you heard it here first, man.
Yes.
Yep. So,
and you're going to be on my show next, so y'all be on the lookout for that.
Make sure y'all tune into that. So I want to get into our other feature artists that we got. We got Wexter 1K, and the name is Touch. That's going to be coming out. Make sure y'all find their music videos and stuff like that. And shout out to tuning in, showing love. Once again, G.I Jada, I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And that wraps up episode 2.
I need to catch up. I've been babysitting.
I didn't. You see, man, it's gone. I don't play. I'm not playing.
It's your girl, anaymoustouch fella. Limon lamp, ou qu'on n'aime pas front. 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 Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Shuku, shuku, la, la. Yeah, pop, you know you wanna taste. He wanna comp out, he wanna keep this cookie all in his face. He wanna comp out, but I'm gon' do my money dance today. He wanna comp out, bitch, you can keep him. Keep that broke nigga out my face. Stage your case, money in the league, but I'm running a race. Valid face, I got the cars, platinum stars. Mop T.A.O. with the bars. When he dipped in it, he entered Mars. No ceramic cars, only Bentley trucks and billionaire bucks. Limon lampe, ou qu'on n'aime pas front. 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 Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. I'm a genie. Ooh, 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 ooh. Speaking at voodoo, hypnotized with these pretty eyes, eyes, eyes. Texting my phone, I'm like, leave me alone. Focus on bringing my money home. Speaking at voodoo, hypnotized with these pretty eyes, eyes. Texting my phone, I'm like, leave me alone. Bringing my money home. Ain't cooking no oodles and noodles, cause he take me out. And when we flying, it ain't the spirit route. I came packaged in assorted flavors, so he savored the taste of my amazing grace. No lace, no BBL. Can't you tell all natural? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Papa, c'est pas ça. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Papa, no lace, no BBL. Can't you tell all natural? Limon lampe, ou qu'on n'aime pas front. 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 Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Got him hypnotized with these pretty eyes, 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 eyes. Now he's speaking at voodoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Speaking at voodoo, hypnotized with these pretty eyes, eyes, eyes. Text my phone, I'm like, leave me alone. Focus on bringing my money home. Speaking at voodoo, hypnotized with these pretty eyes, eyes. Text my phone, I'm like, leave me alone. Bringing my money home.